So Christie and Rand Paul are in bad shape. The new poll of the GOP presidential field, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie and Senator Rand Paul have fallen, putting them at the bottom half of the 17 different candidate pack. So as I said, this poll from Public Policy Polling, obtained by MSNBC, puts Christie at 2% in the survey. Now, as I said, this is a left-leaning poll, and while Rand Paul got 4%, Rand Paul got 1%. He actually got 4% in the same poll back in July, while Christie had about 3%. So Christie dropped 1, while Rand Paul dropped 3%. Ouch. Now, Paul also slid from 6th to 10th place in the Hill's latest ranking of the GOP field, of course, edging out Chris Christie. Now, Rand Paul is expected to be among the top 10 candidates to make the main stage for the second GOP debate, which is based on polls going back to mid-July. Now, when it comes to Donald Trump, the latest poll shows Donald Trump and Ben Carson atop the field with 29% and 15% respectively. So here comes Ben Carson, but Trump still has a commanding lead. So what do I think about this? Well, my points, Chris Christie, he got trumped. Chris Christie was supposed to be the bombastic nor'easter, but he got overtaken by the even louder and more bombastic Trump. Remember, Chris Christie is supposed to be the tough guy. I'm gonna punch unions in the face. Yeah, shut up, sit down, shut up. Well, Trump's got him beat. He literally deported Jorge Ramos from a press conference. Yeah, you go. Yeah, get out of here. Sit down, shut up. Okay, now you can go. Then he said, oh, you can come back. Yeah, afterwards. Chris Christie has no niche. Donald Trump has filled the niche of the tough guy. So where does Chris Christie have to go? Well, he doesn't really have anywhere to go. And also, something that hurt Chris Christie a long time ago was that hug from Obama during Hurricane Sandy. People are still bringing that up. People are still like, yeah, but he loves Obama. Now, as I said, when it comes to Rand Paul, I'm actually surprised at Rand Paul. Rand Paul can actually be reasonable, maybe half the time. He occasionally says some smart things. For example, his stance on NSA surveillance. He's not a fan of the surveillance state. Neither am I. And he just called Walker's Northern Wall idea, to build a border wall between us and Canada. It was a dumb idea. Finally, somebody says something honest. Yeah, that is a stupid idea. Yes, it is. Now, Chris Christie, however, he's very pro-NSA spying. Well, if we can catch the terrorists, we need to spy on Americans so we can catch the terrorists. Not good. Not good. Now, if you can remember in the debate, they were actually fighting each other over NSA surveillance. And it was actually one of the best moments from the first GOP debate that was otherwise completely dominated by Trump. It was nice seeing them getting into it. Rand Paul, man, think about Rand Paul. As I said, he can be reasonable, but maybe he's too reasonable. Not strong enough, or maybe not libertarian enough. Rand Paul doesn't really have much of a niche either, because he's more Republican than he is libertarian. That said, he's got some decent libertarian ideas. For example, as I said, reducing the surveillance state. Something nobody else has really been talking about, other than Chris Christie, who's on the complete opposite side of that. So, there's that. Now, what do I think about this overall? Well, I think that if you have a GOP bracket, I would start counting Christie out. I think he's done. I think he's been trumped. He's done. He's over with. It's not going to be long until his money runs out and he's done from the campaign. Now for Rand Paul, I think Rand Paul is going to be in it for a lot longer. He might even make it to close to the end or make it to the end. We still have a long way to see. He could rebound if he starts to, I don't know, maybe embrace what makes him different than the rest of the GOP field. Remember, in such a crowded field, you have to distinguish yourself. And I think if Rand Paul really wants to distinguish himself, he should embrace more of his libertarian ideas and stop trying to be a Republican or Republican light.